Day 34, and as happy as I started out yesterday, I've got to kind of pull that back a little bit here because we've had a sort of bounce back on the scale. Yesterday was 208.4, today 209.4. As I look back through the history, there's been only a few times that I've had a full pound reversal on my weight. And I know not to read into that too much. But at the same time, it doesn't exactly make me smile. I will take a bit of solace, though, in this body fat percent number. Yeah, I don't trust it, but it went down. 19.4, which is indeed the lowest that particular number has been this entire time. So scale, whatever you're measuring with that number, I really hope it truly correlates to the amount of fat on my body. Thank you for considering my feelings. Shall we get to breakfast? You better believe I cooked up a couple more eggs today, though I treated them slightly different from yesterday. Yes, I had a piece of toast, but this cheese was mozzarella. And though I know this sounds crazy, I didn't have bacon today, I did add avocado into the mix. And without that almond creamer to finish off, a bit of heavy cream went into the coffee today, though you're not seeing that in the video. Put all that together and we had 661 calories for the meal, 54 grams of fat, 27 of protein, and 4 grams of net carbohydrates. So, lunch. I did a repeat of yesterday, kind of, but it's kind of a harsh lesson learned at the same time. It was a spinach-based salad, although instead of chicken, I went with some of the pork that I cooked up last night. I got tons of that. You're gonna see that in many meals over the next week. Yes to the goat cheese, yes to the tomato, the avocado, the dressing, and once again, the MCT oil. And this is where I'm like, whoa, this is some serious stuff. Every single gram of MCT oil is a gram of fat. It is basically pouring fat onto your meal to consume. So it makes a lot of sense that it's such a staple of the keto diet. It also makes a lot of sense that I should be a bit more careful with it. Check these numbers out. 841 calories for this meal. Yesterday's salad was under 600. Grams of fat, 68. More than a third of my total grams for the day. Almost half of my total grams of fat for the day. Grams of protein, 45. Grams of net carbs, 6. After that pretty monstrous meal, I still ended up having a snack. Not too big though. Finished off some pecans that I had left over from my recent trip, added in some almonds and a couple of beef sticks. Calories here, 188. Grams of fat, 17. Grams of protein, 8. Net carbs, 1. All of that consumed did not leave me much room for dinner. Yet, it completely worked out. First, I took one of these low-carb tortillas, very keto-friendly macros, and certainly very healthy macros in general. Topped with a bit of Caesar dressing, some romaine lettuce, and perhaps you see where I'm going with this, a bit of chicken, a little bit of a cheese mix, and bam, chicken Caesar wrap. What's funny is, as much as I was concerned, this wrap was exactly what I needed. Here, the calories here, 190, grams of fat, 12, grams of protein, 20, net carbs, 5. Which leads perfectly into the day's totals. Calories, 1,880. That's about 170 under where I try to be. Grams of fat, 151, one under the daily goal. Grams of protein, 100. Okay, 22 under where I aim to be. And grams of net carb, 16, keeping it 8 under the limit of 24 each day. Needless to say, that smallish dinner definitely saved me on hitting the targets that I try to hit. Unfortunately, the same can't quite be said when I look at the actual percentage of calories, and that's because of that being under protein by 20 grams, yeah. So percentage of fat calories, 75, percentage of protein, 22, should be 70 and 25-ish, and percentage of carb calories, 3. I mean, I could have eaten something that was like pure protein right at the end of the day. In fact, one of those Kirkland protein bars would have been almost perfect. But then that gets to the point of like, okay, I'm obsessing to the detail and eating this exact thing to get this exact number. And I'm not living my life like that. Speaking of how I'm living my life, if you're one of the regular watchers, like every single day up to this point, or you've been watching the series even after it's happened, tomorrow is a bit of a big day for me. There's an announcement coming, specifically related to this diet and these videos. Nothing too crazy, I promise. In the meantime, that does it for my day 34, 26 more to go. Tomorrow, day 35. I'll see you there.